Goeiedag, fijn dat je kijkt. Dit is Patricia meets Lifechangers. En ook vandaag heb ik weer een hele bijzondere lifechanger. Hij is een arts, hij is een docent en hij is een healer. En vooral, hij woont in Amsterdam. We gaan het interview wel in het Engels doen. Zijn naam? Dokter Prashant. Dr. Prashant, good day. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you for calling me.
Yeah. So I just said to everybody who is watching right now, we're going to do the interview in English.
Yes.
But you live in Amsterdam.
Mm-hmm.
And I just said you're a doctor, you're a healer, you're a teacher, and you work with Pranic Healing. But we're going to ask you all about it. So, but let's start with the beginning, because you're not from Amsterdam, you're not from Holland. So where are you from?
I was born in Mumbai, in India, and I grew up there, studied there. I did medicine there. And simultaneously, there was already this background in my family, spiritual background. We went to the temples, did temple rituals. My mother's grandfather, was a priest himself. So there was a lot of rituals in the house as well. So I grew up with all of that as a background. Then about when I was in my 8th grade in school, my uncle was paralyzed. So we tried everything, and that's when a Reiki master was invited. And then the Reiki master did a healing, and he said, this is a very difficult case. All of you should heal him together. And that's how they ended up doing the Reiki course in the family. All the sisters, brothers, uncles and aunts of mine. I refused to go for that course. I was just in 8th grade, 13 years old or something. Then the second level of Reiki happened to be in my house. I come from school, I open the door, and my living room is filled with all my relatives. And I'm like, okay. I sneak into the kitchen, hide away into my room, lock myself in. The Reiki master couldn't play the audio system, so he knocked on my door. I went and played for him, and he asked me to stay. So reluctantly, I stay back in the classroom, and he was guiding a meditation. And that's when he asked me to look at everybody in the class. So I would see white light around some people, violet color or yellow or something like that. I didn't know at that moment this is called clairvoyance or something like that.
Because you were 13.
Yeah. And I just wanted to go back to my room and get out of that room. But he made me stay throughout till he left. And then at the end, he caught my earlobes like this and took a deep breath. And I felt this heat from his thumbs go into my ears, into my head, into my brain. And it was so hot. And just for 10 seconds or something. And then he said, okay, he is initiated into Reiki. He can do. Of course, none of them, my family, none of them believed it. But I got curious. So I started reading the Reiki booklet. And I found that we were supposed to do self-Reiki treatments. So I pushed my grandmother and my mother to practice with me. So we would follow that. In that period, I tried healing many people. My grandmother had a headache. My mother felt sick. She had fever. So I did Reiki to them, and then they got better. The neighbor had a big swollen knee joint. So then I just put my hands on her knees. I remember my tiny hands, and her knee joint was so swollen. In 10 minutes, she started feeling as if something is melting away. And that evening, she could squat on the floor, bend her knees and sit, which she couldn't do for months.
Oh, wow.
So she made me very popular. She went around and talking about me. But long story short, I started learning all the other course levels of Reiki. I became a Reiki master when I was 15. I think my Reiki teacher was very proud because I was the youngest that he would have ever taught. And I was already good in talking, and I would talk to a lot of people. So he was interested in me becoming a teacher. Then medicine happened. Simultaneously, one cousin of mine, she got married. She went to Australia.
Yeah.
And that is where she met with Pranic Healing, with Grandmaster Choa Kok Sui, the founder. And then she did all the courses.
Okay.
Her father is my dad's elder brother.
Yeah.
He would do Reiki with us almost every weekend. We used to have a Reiki circle. All our family members, we would meet once every Sunday. And of course, we'll have food. Then we will sit and do some chanting and then Reiki practice and all that. And somehow I would become the leader of the group, of the gang, and then guide the meditation and stuff. Now, in that period is when I would not see my uncle join it for a few weekends. So I caught him on the road and told him, "Where are you going? I don't meet you anymore." So he said, no, finish your university exam, then we'll talk. So at that time, I had my first year of medical university exams. I finished that and immediately he enrolled me to a Pranic Healing course.
In India?
In India, in Mumbai.
Yeah.
And I was very curious because I was looking for Pranic Healing, but I didn't know where they are teaching, who is the teacher and all that. I had Googled it once because a student in Reiki class had asked me, "Do you know about Pranic Healing?" And these are days when Google was not there, Yahoo search engines.
Yeah, it was in the beginning.
Yeah. So I did Pranic Healing and there was just one web page that opened, the Institute for Inner Studies, Manila, Incorporated, and Master Choa Kok Sui, the founder of Modern Pranic Healing. That's it. Not much information and their fax number, right? So I was like, okay, I need to find more about it. Then I saw my uncle had registered me for a course and there was a flyer. So I called the instructor and they said, "Oh, fantastic, you should come. You're already a Reiki teacher. You will benefit a lot." And truly, I went to the course. It was a 2-day basic Pranic Healing workshop. We were 30 people in a class. I was the first student on the first row, super excited. I could feel everything that the teacher was talking about. I could even see energy and stuff. I would ask a lot of questions. The teacher almost ignored me to the second day because I was asking too much.
He was like, "Shh."
Ignored this
Hear
boy.
him again.
But I fell in love with the structure of Pranic Healing, how scientifically it was approached, because I wanted that in Reiki. I went around meeting 30, 40 Reiki masters before that, talking to them, interviewing them, finding out what they do, because I wanted to standardize a Reiki teaching course material. So it took me 2 years to actually type it out. My uncle gave me a typewriter and I would type my thoughts about it and then create 3 levels of manuals. I went around giving people that so that you can all teach this. This should be the structure. This should come after this. We should explain the science behind this and all that. Some people liked it, some people did not like it. So when I came into Pranic Healing, it was already scientifically explained. It had a very simple to difficult, easy to complex topics approach, categorized, structured, systematized, and one teacher, one book which was already printed and globally available.
Yeah, can you tell us something about the teacher, because there's still people that don't know the Master Choa Kok Sui.
So Master Choa Kok Sui is the founder of Pranic Healing. He lived in the Philippines. He was partly Chinese, partly Filipino, and his family ran many businesses in the Philippines, even now. But he was a person who stood out of the entire family. He started his own businesses, but he was very curious about meditation, healing. In their country also there are people who produce miraculous healings, but they don't talk about it, they don't teach, they don't have students. But he would observe them. And that became a quest for him. What is the science behind it? What are they doing? How can I do it? Right? And it took him many years to research, validate, revalidate with his friends and also alone in his own room. And that is how he wrote the book called The Ancient Science and Art of Pranic Healing. So this book was published in 1987, and he thought he would just be an author. After that, he wrote 20 other books, yeah, about physical healing of the body, of the mind. So we have basic pranic healing, which is based on this book, which covers from simple ailments to difficult ailments of the body, bodily issues, even stress, anxiety kind of problems. But it also talks about what is prana, where does prana come from, right? Which eventually became the basic pranic healing course, the foundational course, where he taught how you can become a healer yourself. Or if somebody is sick in your family, you can immediately use it as a first aid till medical doctors come or you take them to the hospital. That was his
So
motive.
that was his vision.
Yeah.
And that was when you started
Yes.
the basic.
Yes.
How old were you then? 19?
I was 19,
Yeah.
20, yeah, something like that.
And you were all excited in the class and
Yeah.
getting all the information because
For
you
me,
really wanted
for me, the
it.
body was already something that I studied about, and because of Reiki, I understood energy. But this is beautifully detailed in structural format. That is what I fell in love with.
Yeah. So okay, so you did the basic.
Mhm.
You were still in university,
Yes.
and then what happened?
So
Because,
next weekend I was busy,
yeah.
but I fell in love with this course, right? So before I left the class, I already signed up for the next level. So after the next weekend, I was doing advanced psychotherapy. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I was there at another class. Then the next weekend, I did some other course. So I think in 3 months or 4 months' time, I did 13, 14 courses back to back.
You were like, "Tut, tut, tut."
Yeah, I was lucky that
And
it
you
was
were
offered.
still studying.
I was
so you were like really going into it.
And I paid it from my own pocket money.
Oh wow.
That was
Yeah,
also something.
That's good.
Yeah. All the Reiki money I had earned, that
Yeah.
is what
Okay.
paid me for, yeah. But that was fantastic because I was just absorbing all of this. And I think I'm a good student because if you tell me something, I can immediately take it in my mind and have a photographic memory and reproduce it in some way. So that helped me. I became a super enthusiastic healer. All my Reiki clients became pranic healing clients. I became an organizer. Then I would collect all these Reiki students and tell them, no, you should learn pranic healing, and invite an instructor and teach. They will teach pranic
What's the
healing.
difference between Reiki and pranic healing? Because I know also now there's a lot of people that are doing Reiki and maybe they're wondering.
True. Reiki is fantastic. Reiki, but predominantly is a touch therapy. Pranic healing is a no-touch therapy. So we do not touch the person. We only work on the aura and the chakras.
Okay.
In Reiki, we only focus on giving Reiki because we understand that Reiki has its own intelligence. It's basically divine consciousness passing through us. But in pranic healing, you have prana, you have many types of pranic energy plus divine energy.
Okay.
So we have many options to use and access while treating somebody.
Okay.
Yeah. And then one major thing that we do in pranic healing is the cleansing part,
Okay.
which is not there in Reiki. So technologically, if you compare, I would say the most modern gadget today that we have is the technology of pranic healing. Other schools of healing are also fantastic, but they are older technology.
Yeah, and because of Master Choa Kok Sui, he was also very intelligent and he was an engineer.
He was a chemical engineer, he was a businessman, and with his mindset of knowing all these things, a research kind of mindset he had, he went into the depth of it, simplified the whole process, put it in a book form, and the book is also very easy, cookbook approach. So if you want to treat cold, you just open to that page 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You have the recipe for treating cold.
That's easy.
It's
You don't
easy.
have to explain it yourself or just find out. You can
True.
just open the book.
You can just open the book. But the benefit of doing the course is that that book becomes easy for us to follow. I noticed that some people just learn it by studying the book, fantastic. But when you do the class, you really understand what is it, how to do it. Yeah. So that's how Master also, when he was a young guy, he thought he would just write the books. But then eventually people asked him so many questions that he had to teach them how to do it. Like simply how to give energy or clean the chakra. All that he had to explain. Sometimes some things were so logical, obvious for him. It was not obvious for people. So he had to explain the technology, the ideology, the concept. Yeah. That's how he became a teacher.
That's how he became a teacher,
Yeah.
because that was probably not what his plan was.
No,
and
he did not want
and
to.
you also became a teacher
Yeah.
and an organizer,
Yeah.
because as you said, you did all the courses, you became to organize everything, and you were still very young. And,
I was.
Still. So there was some vision, and you never met the master.
I
did
met
you?
him once.
At that point, yeah, because
Yes.
how did that...
So it was a convention in Mumbai where Master had come.
Okay. Yeah.
And I was asked to volunteer. And I was at the tea stall where there were 3,000 people in that venue.
Wow.
Yeah, I was among so many people, one of those volunteers, giving out cookies, teas, and coffee to people. And this big doors open, and I see him standing there. He walked a little bit closer, and then he took a cookie on the other side of the table, like it's a long table. And then he looked up and looked at me and walked away. That's all. That's all. I did not do any class with him, because after that, Master went into a sabbatical. And then he did not travel anymore in 2007, full of 2007, he didn't travel. Then 2007, March 19th, he already passed away. Yeah. So I was like, oh no, I did not meet him. How can this be? I want to do a class with him. But I had several inner visions in which I came to know he's my inner teacher, and this is where I have to be, this is what I have to do. And that became my driving force. And yeah, that's why my company logo says healing people, transforming lives. Yeah, it's been a journey of almost 20 years doing this. And I have traveled the world for it. I go to retreats to attend and benefit myself while bringing other people with me. I travel now. I live in Amsterdam, and I apparently have been so busy with traveling across Europe, bringing pranic healing to different countries. It's a life-changing thing to see how people can benefit from so much pain to no pain, so much agony and distress in mind to peace and calmness. My own friends and cousins, I see how they transform from being a non-believer in any of this. They only think medicine is going to cure me. And then there is a dead end they come to where nothing has helped them. And then say, okay, Prashant, can you do something? Okay, all right. Finally. And then in few sessions, already they see changes. Then they want to learn it. And then they talk about it to you. I'm like, okay, now you were talking.
Yeah, because you moved to Amsterdam not too long ago.
Yeah, it's been 3+ years.
Yeah. So you were just traveling around
Yes.
all over
Yes.
and just really living the life of a pranic healer.
In a way, yeah, you can say it like that.
Yeah, can I say it like that? Because
Yeah.
you have taught so many people, maybe thousands and thousands of people with all the classes and the meditations, because you do the meditations as
Every
well.
day,
So
yeah.
maybe we can talk a little bit about
Sure.
that. That's interesting also for people. Maybe there's people saying, I don't know, the pranic healing is a little
Yeah.
bit scary.
Yeah.
But what about the meditation, Prashant?
Well,
Can I say Prashant? It's
yeah.
Dokter Prashant.
No, Prashant is perfect.
Okay.
It means stillness.
Oh, really?
Yeah. One of the meanings is stillness. So every day I do this online offering, free offering for people. 300+ people join every day, almost every day, from all over the world. Many of them have learned from me, the courses. Some of them eventually learn. And there are also so many who don't know anything about pranic healing, but they are in love with the meditation. They join it every day like a daily medicine, you know. So this is called Meditation on Twin Hearts, which is a foundational practice for any pranic healer. But you do not have to be a pranic healer to do this practice as well. In this meditation, we become a channel of energy, of blessings, of love and peace for the earth. So we just raise our hands like this, visualize the earth and bless the earth. Master Choa adopted the prayer of Saint Francis of Assisi.
Yeah.
And that's a beautiful adaptation.
Can you tell us the prayer? Is it possible?
The prayer, the beautiful prayer, it says, Lord, make me a channel of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me bring love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is despair, hope, doubt, faith, darkness, light, sadness, joy. And it's a long prayer.
Yeah, but
it's so beautiful where if I'm not able to go and help people who are suffering, I can at least pray that may this thought reach them. May my positive energy reach them, right? So that's the basic crux of the meditation. So we channel ourselves, we bless the earth using the heart and crown energy centers. We call it the heart chakra and the crown chakra. And then we bless the earth through our hands. After that, there is a moment of silence and peace where we meditate on a point of light while either we chant the mantra Om or some other mantras are also used sometimes, but predominantly we use the Om. Om is like a frequency changer. So, Om. Then there is a pause. So Master would say, meditate on the pause.
Okay.
Be aware of the gap. Because he said that the gap is where a lot of energy exists. And some people can have out-of-body experiences by meditating on the gap. So we chant the mantra Om. Then we come back from our expanded consciousness, bringing down huge amounts of energy, first for ourselves, then there is excess. So we raise our hands and release it again. So at that point, what happened is in 2017, lots of hurricanes started happening. And so we had to do something to bring the earth's energy better. So I was still in India. Morning and evening, we would have groups of people joining me and we would bless and bless and bless. And eventually we'll bliss out. So then I started calling it bless to bliss.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's, I really like the art of giving, as you say, because the meditation, it is 300 plus people every day joining from all over. And they can do a small donation, but if they just want to be there, then that's also okay, because the donation is also that you help to restore the energy on earth and help other people. So
we don't focus on that for this. We offer it for free, but definitely there are so many who want to reach out and help. Those donation monies, we also use it for sponsoring students who cannot pay the full fee for the courses, or some people cannot afford healing, right? Or sometimes we also go out of the way to help feeding people or finding somebody who does not have clothing, so
so it's all about
giving.
Yeah.
Receiving and giving.
Yeah, that's really, I like that, receive and give. So that's like this
a
energy
cycle.
form. So now you're living in Europe. You've been in India all these years. How is it for you to be over here?
Well, it's different, of course.
Yeah.
Right? The weather is different.
You like it?
I like it. I like the colder weather. It's getting warm.
Only in the summer.
Yeah. Look at me. But I, of course, always came to Europe and America a lot, right? Most of my life. So it wasn't new to blend into Amsterdam, and I wasn't a tourist anymore because I came here for more than 12 years or 13 years. So I knew parts of Amsterdam already, and I have a lot of friends and even clients. So it wasn't new to blend in. It was natural. And when I had to move out of India, I think I just made a mental decision. So I don't really miss. Of course, the food I miss. Luckily, there are many nice vegetarian restaurants now opened in Amsterdam, like Sharavana Bhavan and others. So I don't miss it much now.
Okay.
Yeah, and I cook a lot.
Yeah,
So.
yeah. I had the pleasure of having one of your dinners
Oh,
one
yeah.
time. So you're doing a lot also in Amsterdam, not only online for the
Yeah, also
meditations,
physically.
but also physically, the course, the healings, you've been really going for it, huh? So
Non-stop,
it's
yeah.
non-stop. Is it just in Holland? Is it pranic healing everywhere now?
It's everywhere. I also go to Denmark, Norway, Hungary, Croatia. I'm going in October. Lithuania, I'm going in September. I used to teach a lot in Slovenia. Yeah, I just keep traveling, teaching, coming back to Amsterdam. And once a year, at least, I make a point to go back to India. My mother lives there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And of course, to meet all my family, my cousins, and eat some of the food. I often gain more weight when I'm in India, eating all the fantastic food. Yeah. But I think I know why I am doing this.
Yeah, just tell us, because you have been a life changer for so many people. But pranic healing was also a major life changer for you,
Yeah.
because that is who you are right now.
Yeah, like
So,
breathe and eat
yeah.
prana. Because I saw how it transformed people, how it could easily make something that was not understandable get into the minds of people, and from misery to pleasure, from darkness to light, was an easy journey. Without pranic healing, it took a lot of time for me, and with me, more people faster. So that I think that became my part of my life, ambition, mission, whatever you call it. And I knew that this is what I have to do. And when I knew more that this is what is my teacher's mission, and I could contribute in some way, yeah, nothing to stop.
No, and as you said, you're going to visit a lot of countries the coming year.
Years.
Is there like a dream for something that you said, okay, that I didn't realize yet, but I would really love to do that with pranic healing, or maybe in your own private life?
I think one of the mission for Master was one pranic healer in every household, so that if somebody falls sick, you have pranic first aid. Meanwhile, you call the emergency or rush to the hospital, because many times simple problems like fever, pain, swelling can be instantaneously reduced or healed or controlled. So I think I would like that mission in Europe. The European mindset is also very mental, right? They need proof, they need to see. So yeah, it's a baby more in Europe. Like in India, we have established it wrong, and we have a lot of pranic healers there. Compared to that, Europe is still baby steps, but it is beginning there. Like last weekend, Saturday, we saw 60 people or more who came in for a free healing day, and all of them left with a big smile, and some of them did not want to leave. They kept sitting there and enjoying the energy. So yeah, that is inspiring, that is fulfilling, that is satisfying when somebody is in pain and then they say, wow, thank you.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I am also really grateful for you being here with me in my program today, Dr. Prashant. And for everybody who's watching, is there anything you would like to say? You give so much to the world and to a lot of people, but maybe for the people right now who are watching and they're like, okay, yeah, what comes up?
I think try pranic healing for yourself. If you like it, learn it. If not, learn the meditation. If that is not your cup of tea, try being kind, try being useful for somebody. I think that's what I would like to say.
Yeah, I like that. Try being useful.
Yeah.
And help out.
Help out.
Yeah. And a lot of times I say sometimes it's easier to instead of doing this, do this.
Yeah.
How can I help?
How can I help?
How can
What
I
can I do?
serve? Yeah.
Absolutely.
For everybody who's interested, we're gonna make sure that the website and everything, all the information will be on the Salto, so that even if they want to attend the free meditations, that will be possible.
Yeah.
So thank you again so much, Dr. Prashant, for being with us and for all the good work. I'm really looking forward to seeing what's going to happen the next few years.
Yeah.
But so will you come back?
Sure.
Okay, well, that's a deal.
Thank you so much. It was a lovely time talking to you, and I always enjoy talking to you. And thank you again for inviting me.
Thank you.
And thank you everybody for listening.
Ja, dit was het weer voor vandaag. Ook weer een bijzondere lifechanger. Ik wil u en jij weer bedanken dat je gekeken hebt naar Patricia Meets Lifechangers. Volgende week heb ik ook weer een bijzondere lifechanger hier bij mij in de studio. We zijn er elke vrijdagavond om 8:30 of ga naar salto.nl voor meer informatie. Dag!